What's up, guys? Have you just started training jiu-jitsu and you're struggling to get better? Maybe you're feeling overwhelmed in class and don't have a sense of direction? Well, in this video, I'm gonna cover 5 of my best tips to build better BJJ faster. My first tip is to ask questions. When you're drilling a new technique in class, typically your instructor has already answered how. How should I move my body? How do I execute this technique? What you need to ask is why and when. Asking why is gonna help you unlock the foundational mechanics of a move. Let's take, for example, an arm triangle from mount. Ask your coach why you're placing your forehead on the mat next to your opponent. They might say something like, it's helping to trap their arm, it's helping to keep their shoulders flat, or it's helping to draw their trapped arm over their neck instead of their face. There are plenty of right answers here, but the important point is that you're unlocking insights into the physical mechanics underneath the move. This will not only help you understand the move better, but it'll also help you learn other techniques faster. We'll get to that in a moment. Now, another set of questions you should be asking is when. When questions will give you an understanding of 2 things: timing and triggers. Timing involves the window of opportunity you have to hit a particular technique. Triggers involve a set of circumstances that tell you when to do a move. Together, these will help bridge the gap from static drilling to live training. Let's take our same example. So you're working towards an arm triangle. Ask your coach when you would move to a back take. If you want to focus on the timing, ask them something like, should I switch my hands before or after I sit my opponent up? This will help you understand the sequence of the movement itself and when it's time to go. Then you can ask your coach when you should actually hit this move. The typical answer will be when your opponent turns away. This exposes their back. This is your trigger. If you put these 2 together and you understand what triggers you to do the move and exactly when to hit it, this is going to help you achieve it in a live situation. Now, as you get used to asking these questions, you're going to begin to recognize similarities across different techniques. Instead of learning every new move from scratch, you'll have a general understanding of basic mechanics that you can use as a foundation. This will help you scaffold your understanding and learn faster. Learning new moves will become fun instead of frustrating. Something really cool happens as you get more experienced and you become better at asking these questions. Instead of asking your coach or peers, you start asking them to yourself. While you're in the middle of a roll, you'll ask yourself, why am I doing this? When should I transition? And suddenly, you'll have the answers. This creates a positive feedback loop. You're asking yourself good questions, you're getting valid answers, and then you're achieving success in your roles. This makes jiu-jitsu easier to learn and much more fun to practice. You're basically training yourself to solve problems in real time. This is a skill that will pay off over and over again, so practice it every session. If you're serious about improving your jiu-jitsu, click the link above for 30 daily tips to train smarter. Another powerful tip is to start all of your rolls from a familiar position. Rolling in jiu-jitsu when you're just starting out can feel incredibly chaotic. It's basically like playing chess without understanding how the pieces move. Things are moving too quick, and you can't really identify the mistakes you're making to land in such bad spots. This is counterproductive. You'll get much more from your rolls if you start from a familiar position. Let's say you just worked a whole class on closed guard attacks. Now it's time for rolls. You're paired up with a fresh blue belt. In all likelihood, you're never even gonna make it into closed guard. So you just spent the whole class learning techniques that you're not going to be able to practice at all. Instead, what you should do is ask your training partner if you can start from closed guard. Now you have a chance to identify opportunities to apply the techniques you just learned. Now, I'm not saying all of them will work. In fact, they'll still probably fail. But this will give you a chance to identify your mistakes and correct them next roll. Every time there's a submission, go right back into that same position. Even if you're losing 5, 10, 15 times a roll, you're still getting reps in that position you just learned. This is gonna make you so much better over time. Now, when I tell people to do this, there's often a concern about wasting your training partner's time. I can tell you from the perspective of a black belt, this is not a waste of time. When I roll with white and blue belts, the best chance I have at making improvement is working something specific. So if you ask me to roll from a particular position, it might even force me to work a position that I might be weaker in. So don't worry about it so much. I guarantee that you'll both benefit from it. Another great training tip is to ask for feedback. After every single roll, ask what you did well and what you could have done better. Encourage them to be as specific as possible. Now, you might think you should just be asking your coach these questions. While your coach might be the most experienced in the room, it doesn't mean they have the whole perspective on how to improve. Asking your peers, and especially upper belts, for feedback is going to give you multiple perspectives and help you improve faster. You'll get positive feedback on things that your coach missed, and you'll be able to troubleshoot problems that maybe went through their blind spot. Sometimes the people you roll with regularly understand your game even better than your coach. If you want, you can even take this feedback to your coach. They'll help you dissect it and implement it into your game. As you ask for feedback, pay attention to who in your room gives you the most valuable insights. Having a trusted training partner that can help you troubleshoot and identify issues with your game is indispensable to your progress. This leads me to my next tip: write it down. Start a training journal and start logging insights and technical feedback. Now here's the key about keeping a training journal that most people get wrong. Don't write down everything. If you clutter your training journal with every bit of information you get in every single session, it will become useless to you. You'll hate writing in it, you won't read from it, and you'll end up just collecting dust in some cabinet somewhere. Instead, just record the valuable insights. I'm talking light bulb moments. Things that really help you crystallize your game and improve. Writing down your insights will help solidify them in your mind. It'll also serve as a tool for recall. Now, when you read back into your journal, don't just read the words on the page. Visualize yourself performing the technique or insight. This will give you mental reps and help you improve off the mats as well as on the mats. Now for my most important training tip: be a good training partner. Become the type of person that people love to train with, and you'll get more from every session. This means first and foremost, be friendly. Even if you're just there to learn jiu-jitsu and not to socialize, be polite, warm, and welcoming to all your training partners. Another point is to drill cooperatively. There's nothing more frustrating than a drilling partner who won't let you do the move. You end up wasting everyone's time and learning nothing. Give your partner the proper amount of resistance and they'll do the same for you. Also, don't try to coach your partner through the move. Until you have a bit more experience, you don't really have the context to properly fix mistakes. You might be giving false information to someone who's equally inexperienced and can't tell the difference. So if you think something's wrong, just call the coach over. They'll be happy to help. It's also very important that you treat trial class students well. If this is their first day or week in the gym, they're going to struggle with the techniques. Be kind, be patient, and help to build a welcoming culture in the gym. This will keep things cool and build you better training partners in the long run. Now, the last point on being a good training partner is learning to dial your intensity. White belts get a bad reputation for being annoying to roll with because they're spazzy and uncontrolled. This can easily lead to injury. Now, the problem isn't the intensity itself. Plenty of upper belts love to roll hard. The problem is with control. You need to know when it's okay to roll hard, and you need to operate at a predictable intensity. Intensity is an unspoken and mutually agreed upon thing. It's meant to be predictable and consistent. If we're gonna have a hard round, that's fine. We both know what's going on. But if we're gonna have a slower round, it's expected to stay that way. Don't increase your intensity on the basis of how well you're doing. And for that matter, don't give up your intensity when you're doing poorly. If you're gonna fight hard, fight hard. If you're gonna keep it light, keep it light. This will make everyone wanna roll with you. You'll get more rounds, more reps, and you'll get better faster. Thanks for watching. Click here for 30 days and 30 ways to train smarter, and click here to watch a video that YouTube thinks you'll love.